Welcome, my beautiful and handsome Capricorns. This is your May 2023 reading. This is going to be for Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Rising. You may have planets in the sign of Capricorn. You may be in love with a Capricorn. I'm in love with a Capricorn. My granddaughter, Faith, is on December 26th, and I know a few of you share her birthday. She's much too young to be watching this, but anyway, so whatever brought you, I say welcome. We're going to go ahead and get into your reading. We're going to use 4 different decks. We're going to use the Psychic Tarot, which I've been using all month. It's just been so good to us, so why change it? We're going to use Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot for any clarifying or to go deeper. And we are going to use our major arcanas. This is going to help just give us a bullet point of the reading. It may be its own little reading at the same time. So we're going to just be open to that. But let's start with Mother Mary. Everything's pre-shuffled, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shuffle or two. I'm going to give a shout out to some of my members who are Capricorn. One more. Even if you're not a Capricorn, because I know a lot of the members, will watch their sun, moon, and rising, or even everything. Okay. Let's begin. Capricorn. So this is for May, but time is fluid. Just keep that in mind. I say this often, but people get drawn toward certain readings that can be years old, but it's profound to them at that moment. Just trust that, because I feel like your guides will help put a reading in front of you whenever you're ready for it. All right, we have Mercy. Mercy. I am kind and thoughtful towards myself and others. I'm kind and thoughtful towards myself and others. Okay, we'll read that from the book at the end of the reading. You'll see how well they tie in, like the words from the book. It just, I don't know, it blows me away every time. All right. Just give them a cut. Again, these are major arcana, so there's not a lot of them. And let's begin. We have Justice, card of Libra. Kind of in reverse, though I don't really read these ones in reverse, but we'll keep that in mind. When justice shows up in a reading, first and foremost, it's about making you whole again. Whatever that may mean to you, it usually means something's off balance. And the only way to regain that balance is to cut ties to whatever has caused that imbalance. Can certainly represent divorce. Cutting of ties to a relationship, a job, really anything. Anything that just has you feeling unbalanced. Something doesn't feel right. But justice wants to make you whole again. It's about fairness. Truth. Okay. Also card of Libra. I don't know if I said that. We have the Chariot card. No wonder they're coming in reverse. I have the whole deck in reverse. Card of Cancer first. This is the year of the Chariot. So, I love seeing it come out in a reading because it's really about unlimited potential. There is no limit on wherever, whatever it is that I'm looking at in my life, where I can take it. Some of you, it does feel like you are moving on from something or someone. But if that's the case, I feel like it's because you want it. And then we have Temperance. Card of Sagittarius. I literally just got done doing their reading. So some of you may tie back to a Sag. This is about divine timing. And trusting in that. Trusting in divine timing. Temperance is a lesson in patience. You know, allowing all good things to, you know, it's that saying, like, all good things come to those who wait, even though I don't believe in, like, waiting, so to speak. Like, if I'd like something to come in, I'm not going to stop everything in my life and just, oh, where is it? I'm going to keep on moving. But if it comes in, I'm open to it. Temperance. I often feel temperance is mixing the perfect recipe together for you. And she doesn't want to leave out any part of it. Okay, let's bring in the Psychic Tarot. Give it some shuffles. That felt good. Give him a cut. Happy May, by the way. Even though it's it looks like it's snowing here. Okay. All right, we start with the moon. In this deck, they call it shadow. Kind of what the moon is, right? The moon can cast shadows, can cast uncertainty. But it's also very dreamy at the same time. Card of Pisces, a ruler of Cancer. So we have Cancer's major arcana, and now we have Cancer's ruler. We have conflict and defeat. Conflict and defeat. And then we have patience and planning. Interesting. So I feel like justice with this 5 here. It is talking about cutting ties to something. Shadow feels like, you know what, there may be like a lot of uncertainty with someone or something, you know, like in a job or a person. But I feel like at the same time, like if I'm going to make a change, then I may want to put a plan in place, you know, just to better protect myself. You have a lot of energy, well, not a lot, but temperance. And temperance is about patience, right? Divine timing. And then down here we also have patience, but also planning. So I'm not doing nothing. I'm putting a plan together. Maybe this conflict and defeat, maybe it's, you know, like I want to move away from this energy, but I need to have like a plan in place. Let's keep going. Nice. We have the Sun, card of Leo, or ruler of Leo. Interesting, we have the Sun mirroring the Moon. Well, you know, let me put it this way. Nothing can hide in the Sun's energy. Everything is illuminated. In the Moon's energy, that's where we have the uncertainty because the Sun's not out, right? But here is the Sun. So it's like, you know, having patience for something, putting a plan together, and then the Sun seems to just illuminate, especially with temperance right above it, just seems to illuminate like your next steps. I don't know. I want to see what's under this 5. But I feel like you're moving away from that 5. Whether it be like I'm literally getting a divorce, or I'm cutting ties, you know. We have intuition. It's funny because I feel like you need your intuition in the dark, coming under shadow. So you need to trust yourself above all. Trust that first instinct. That's your intuition. That's your GPS for this lifetime. And then we have transformation, the Death card. coming under conflict and defeat, coming under a number 5, which is asking for change. So you do it. This is endings, so that you can have a transformation in your life. You know, it is like we're going from the dark to the light. But I have to have awareness of that. I have to have the awareness of what is dark, right? Because again, what's ever done in the dark will come to the light. Card Scorpio. We have Suffering in Silence. I don't like seeing that. But then we have Prosperity Begins. This is the Ace of Pentacles. To me, this is great news. This is, you know, the Ace of Pentacles to me is an ace that's coming into your world, into your physical world. It's something that's tangible. It's someone. But it can be, you know, taking epiphanies and then putting the light to them, right? Bringing them to light. Oh, we have 2 more. We have Awareness. And then we have Firm Foundation. So this Ace of Pentacles feels like it's what's giving you this firm foundation. The awareness. You know, it's like receiving epiphanies. Not just receiving them, but then putting them into action. We're going to keep them over here. Let me bring this down. Just slide it all over. And let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Hope. Beautiful. That's the star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. You have the 8 of Cups underneath that. So, we have your dreams. But it feels like to really start moving in that direction, there does seem to be some type of energy that is kind of holding you back, let's say. You know, I feel like just causing more, what's the word I want to use? I mean, this could be myself too. You know, like stumbling over my own words. I feel like it can talk about, you know, perhaps I already got divorced or I already cut ties with someone. I feel like it is about then letting that go, letting that chapter end. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to squeeze everything out of it if there's nothing left to give. So I feel like, you know, maybe I had to make a readjustment. But at the same breath, divine is on your side. Like, divine is working with you. The light, right? Complete illumination. What was, you know, once uncertain has now become certain. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles right under the sun. It's like, that's exactly what that Ace of Pentacles needs, right? That nurture, that sun, to allow it to grow and blossom. You know, I'm kind of like avoiding this 9 of Swords because here they call it suffering in silence. But this is about, you know, first of all, the 9 of Swords is about unnecessary worry. And that's kind of what Temperance asks you to do. Let go of control of the things you just cannot control. You know, whether it be a person or a thing or a place. If I can't, you know, I can't control it. I can't, like, keep putting all this energy in to try. Death card's coming right next to that. And I also feel like for some of you, this could be speaking about your money, and maybe you are worried about your money, but at the same time, like planning. putting plans into place, or just beginning, like writing plans down. You know, this is about firming up your foundation, making your foundation strong, so you don't have to worry. You don't have to be in this Nine of Swords energy. All right, let's bring the Gilded Tarot in and let's get into it. $18, $19, 1, 2. All right, let's give them a cut. And we're just going to tie everything together and go deeper. Deeper if you dare. So we're starting at Justice, but we're also looking at the Moon. We're looking at everything. All right, we have the Eight of Wands. We've got a lot of cards. Well, hello, Two of Cups. Soulmate. Two Swords. Interesting. Two twos back to back. The Hermit. Card of Virgo. Interesting. We have Temperance. Well, we have Cancer. Well, we have Libra, Cancer, Sagittarius, Leo, Virgo. I feel like, I hope I'm not missing anyone. Oh, Pisces. We have the Knight of Swords. Interesting. And then we have the Page of Cups coming over the Death card. So we have a soulmate. It's here. We can't deny it. Though in the Two of Swords, I may try to deny it. You know, because I'm wearing a blindfold. You know, I may be blocking an opportunity. Why? Well, I feel like because I feel like because of the energy you've been in, it's almost like I don't want to say like a dark shadow over you or a dark cloud over you. I don't, not that extreme, but I do feel like almost like things just, you know, like one step forward, two steps back. But I feel like there's a reason for that. And I feel like I gotta stop saying I feel like the main thing is the conflict and defeat. Maybe I'm feeling defeated. But in this Two of Swords, there's a blindfold that I really do need to take off. You know, it's something I need to face. Now, what's that Two of Swords coming over? Patience and planning, with Temperance right above it. And I love the Hermit over the Sun. You know, to me, the Hermit is like an old soul. The Hermit has definitely gone through the dark night of the soul, and is, you know, so much so that, you know, I go into my cave and I'm really searching for those big answers, you know, like, what am I doing here on Earth? Why is things this way? And I feel like whatever the Hermit is seeking, like answer-wise, the Hermit's receiving it. Not only is the Hermit receiving it, but the Hermit may also speak it. You know, I feel like we have the Eight of Wands coming over Shadow, the Moon. Eight of Wands is fast-moving energy. But when things are moving fast in the dark, and I don't mean like Dark Night of the Soul, I just mean when things are moving fast, when there's still uncertainty attached to it, it can be difficult. You know, like I'm not sure, is this good, is this bad? Sometimes I think the only way you can really figure this out is with time. Now, if this is talking about a person, then all blindfolds must come off. You know what I mean? Like, if I really want to know the truth of a situation, then I cannot wear a blindfold. Why would I wear a blindfold? There's something I'm afraid to face, and it may be of my own doing. So this Eight of Wands starts moving in, right? Moving in quickly. It's heading right towards the soulmate energy, even though justice is above it. Some of you could certainly mean a Libra. But it can also be that you cut ties with this person at one time. You could certainly be hearing from them again with this Knight of Swords coming in. And it's interesting because I feel like someone's a very playful soul. And I think you like that. I think you like that. So the sun is illuminating the hermit's beacon of light. And the hermit's shining that light outwardly. So I feel like it means that I've come to an understanding. I've learned what I need to learn so that I can move in the world without fear. Again, the sun's going to illuminate any steps you take, as so does the hermit. I feel like the hermit, though, is about your spirituality, but on this earthly plane, like how do I get through these earthly challenges, these earthly conflicts? The hermit says it's already built within you, right? Because you're an old soul. You've been here before. You've done this before, and the hermit is illuminating any snakes that may be on the path. You know, you can't be guaranteed that there won't be a snake on your path, but the hermit is illuminating that with the sun behind that. All right, let's keep going. Let's look at this Nine of Swords, which is interesting because right beside the Nine of Swords is the Ace of Pentacles. And by the way, that Nine of Swords is what's really producing the Nine of Swords, and then patience and planning is what's producing that Two of Swords. That Two of Swords coming over also the Chariot can mean if I don't take a blindfold off, then I may not be taking a trip in the Chariot. We have the Page of Wands. Two pages looking at each other. Page of Cups and Page of Wands looking at each other. Page of Cups coming over the card of Scorpio could certainly be, of an earlier time. I definitely feel with the Page of Cups coming over the Death card, again, Scorpio. I feel like it's talking about their inner child also. And then I'm looking at the Page of Wands and I'm thinking, if, let's say, because these two pages are looking right at each other. And then you have the Two of Cups right above them. But you also have the Two of Swords. That Two of Swords can be overcome. Two of Cups is what it is, right? It's a soulmate. Whether I like it or not. But I feel like, this Page of Wands is saying to this Page of Cups, I've done this before, and it seems like every time if it's talking about, let's say, a relationship, I have not been successful, or I worry, or that's what my fear is, because the Page of Wands takes chances. I often feel like the Page of Wands is like my Fool. I'm going to take a chance. Coming over that Nine of Swords, though, it's almost like pulling you back. All right, let's keep going. Well, there's the Star. So here is the bottom of the deck. Same thing, the Star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Maybe I've been trying to manifest them, especially with the Eight of Wands here. What I think about, I bring about. Also fast moving. So we have the star, right? But maybe it hasn't shown in the perfect way. But then here it is, right over the Ace of Pentacles. You know, it's like your prayers are being answered. Do you know that? Like, do you know that? And listen, also, when I say your prayers are being answered, sometimes they're not answered in the exact way that you want them to be. But I feel like if that's the case, then they're better than you thought. But that blindfold's got to be off. I mean, that's first and foremost. So anyways, it's like the universe is saying, here you go. Here's your ace. You have this dream. Here's the ace. Go do it. Go do it. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. Can be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we have the Tower. Okay. So, I'm just going to take these as their own little message. I feel like that's down a little too far. So we have the Five of Pentacles first. This is something that happens maybe that you just didn't plan for. It is kind of like a tower. It's like being thrown out into the cold. And it's not the easiest energy. But it is temporary energy, or at least it can be. I often feel like whatever threw me out in the cold, or whoever threw me out in the cold, that's okay. Because something better is going to come along. And then you have the Tower. So I feel like it's saying that energy of the Tower is still kind of hanging on a little bit. Like you're still hanging on to it just a little bit. Well, you know, it probably felt quite destructive. And then we have the King of Swords. So, could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, but it can also be, you know, when I see the King of Swords, I think of truth. I think of communication. We do have the Knight of Swords, so I could certainly speak of that. But we're going to let this be their own little message, and let's put this up here. Because what I want to do now is I want to pull these down, and I want to go in between. And I want to connect them. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, so first of all, it's interesting because we have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands, sometimes, you know, sometimes I'm putting my intention out there and I don't even think that it can come back to me. But lo and behold, it does come back to me. Because, you know, we have the soulmate energy here, soulmates. And here's one of the cups. And in this, I love this image because, you know, it's like here's this cup being handed to you, I feel like from the hand of God. But this person is not sure if what they want to do with it. Not sure if they should take it. This is the energy of discontentment and boredom in one's life. And I do feel like it means you're seeking a change. You know, we can get stuck in the you know, in the everyday, I don't even know the word to use. I'm thinking like mud. We can get stuck in it. We don't have to, though. This is the energy that tells you use your spiritual discernment as it relates to anything and everything. Especially with intuition right there. You know, because I feel like, listen, we're all born with intuition, right? It is a gift. But the more we use it, the stronger it becomes. And the more we use it, the more we can trust in it. You know, the more that we can let go of these man-made, like Nine of Swords type of energy, the Two of Swords type of energy. And I'm saying that because, you know, as a spiritual being, we know that we can overcome this. As a human being, we're not so sure, right? Sometimes we think, that's it. Life is done. No more love. or what have you. But then life throws you, a curveball. What are you going to do with it? Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. I have to tell you, I feel like, first of all, this talks about, whatever you're willing to put your focus on is what you'll grow. Sometimes it can be the energy of just putting my head down and getting to work. Also, I love this energy for anything new that you're bringing in. You know what I mean? This is a great energy of, going into something as perhaps the apprentice. But if I focus upon it, I will leave as the teacher, the master teacher. This Eight of Pentacles goes into the Nine of Pentacles, which is successful self-employment. It doesn't have to be self-employment, though. But it's certainly, for some of you, it is. Could be collaboration. Almost like, I don't know how to work with you. But I don't mean that in a, how do I say this? Almost like, I don't know what to do with your energy. Like you're saying this to someone, and I feel like the ticket may be in some form of collaboration. Some form. With this Eight of Pentacles here, and then the Ace of Pentacles, that's a great omen for your money, for your career, for your creativity. It really, really is. Some of you, it's like you're writing a book about your life's experiences and how to overcome, how to take off these blindfolds, how to live in unlimited energy, unlimited potential. We have the Emperor. Well, that could be business ownership. And it's interesting because the Emperor's coming over patience and planning, but also the Nine of Swords. Well, patience and planning is the name of the game for the Emperor. Like, I will put a plan in place first. Maybe that's why the Nine of Swords and the Two Swords is here, because, I'm going by the seat of my pants. And what I need to do, maybe because you're Earth, is sit down and put a real plan together. Card of Aries. Oh, we have another card here. We have the Five of Swords. But I have to tell you, it's shown in reverse. I'm really happy to see that. And the main reason I'm happy to see that, well, first of all, that means that Five of Swords really talks about energy that's been toxic to you. You're reflecting upon that, but you also have to know your own energy within that. The light, the sun is going to illuminate everything, even our shortcomings, but only so that we can evaluate and then recalculate. Why can't I say that? Recalibrate. Forget it. You get a word like that. Anyways, especially with the star here. It makes sense because here's a star. And again, what's underneath it? Emotional loss, the Eight of Cups. So it is asking me to just look at my emotional house, try to get it in order as much as I can, and then allow myself to have a new beginning. Eights are always about a new beginning. Five is about a change. You got them both. And I just love how the star hopped from the bottom of the deck to really your last card. Even though we're taking more cards, it was really the last of the spread. So, you know, with that Ace of Pentacles, what I think about, I bring about. Instead of manifesting from the dark, I want to start manifesting from the light. I feel like if this is talking about, let's say it's talking about a relationship, I got to be very careful that I'm not bringing my past into my present. Why, you know, it doesn't mean be careful, but I feel like at this point, it feels like, especially with the Hermit and the Sun, that you have the illumination to really take the next step, you know, to take wise steps. Even if it's just step by step by step. This is about bringing your dreams into reality. All right, I want to look at a couple things. I'm going to go right up to that Two of Cups and the Two of Swords. We have the Hangman. Like a pause in action. You know, it's a pause in action, but this Hangman is really seeking wisdom on his next steps. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We have them all. We have all three of them here. But this Queen, you know, the Two Swords is right above her. So it's you with the blindfold about this Queen. Now this Queen can be you. This Queen would be someone, it's interesting because if you look at this Queen, she's holding a cup, right? But it's out in front of her. So I feel like, you know, she's looking for the right person to give that cup to. Look at her little doggies. Like her best friends. I don't know where I picked that up, but I feel that. Like someone has, you know, maybe a pair of breed, and they're like your best friend. So anyways, I feel like this Queen, for some reason, I don't feel like it's her with the blindfold. Unless this Queen is you. And it's almost like I'm searching who I'm going to give this cup to. Now, love, probably, but it doesn't have to be. You know, it's a couple fulfillment. I could be working with someone, collaborating with someone, and maybe we just don't know how well we could work together. You know, because she's coming over the Empress. Alright, well, let's see what she's looking at. The Six of Wands. It's the energy of victory. She's looking for someone that she can look up to. You know, I feel like if I'm this Queen, I might be saying, before I give my cup away, I want to make sure, especially also coming over the Empress, or the Emperor, I want to make sure that you're someone that I can look up to. That you're someone who's living a respectful life, let's just say, and not perfect, because who is, right? Who is? Alright, I'm going to keep going though. I just don't feel like it's done yet. Alright, interesting. We go from the Six of Wands to the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands can be defensive type energy though. Like fighting off attacks. Let's It's mirrored over here by the Hangman. I just feel like this queen is not interested in anything that's not coming in the light, or anyone who's not coming in the light. Many of you are this queen. It doesn't matter the sign. And some of you, this is someone you know, because they feel like I'm not moving forward with anyone who's not of the light, that I can trust, that I can, I can see them, how do I say this, like expanding their life, not depleting it. Okay. We have the Page of Swords. So we have 3 pages. Interesting. I feel like for some of you, I feel like you connect intuitively or telepathically to someone, to a soulmate. I also feel like there may be a soulmate energy who may have given you, or you give each other, some resistance. But I feel like if that's the case, if we could look at that, I feel like how I say this, like we're doing it on purpose, but not like I feel like we don't know that we're doing it on purpose, but our soul wanted to give each other that resistance, you know what I mean? But I still feel like it's so that we could overcome. Almost like, like if you meet a soulmate, you can see them soul deep, right? And it's like a mirror, so to speak. So I sometimes can see myself through them. If that makes sense to you. Alright, what else do I want to look at? I'm not done. Alright, so you know what? I'm going to ask a question. I want to know what gets this Hangman moving. Especially because he's coming over the 2 of Cups. What is it? Like, the Hangman is seeking wisdom, right? Before I take my next steps. What's the Hangman seeking? What does the Hangman want to know? And does the Hangman ultimately make movement? 8 of Cups. Well, 8 of Cups right under the star here. 8 of Cups now connected to the Hangman. I feel like simply, Capricorn, it's about the clearing of the emotional house. And I know I say that a lot, but it's the truth. You know, it's like knowing or understanding that previous relationships a lot of times have no place in present relationships, let's say. Why? Because they're different people. Unless it is the same person. But if that person hasn't had growth and you haven't had growth, then you'll have the same results. But I don't feel like that would be the case, to be honest. So, because I feel like after the 8 of Cups is when the star factor comes in. This person's walking away from the 8 of Cups. I just need some emotional clarity. Maybe you're fearful of moving ahead with something, and listen, I feel like it's saying step by step, baby. Step by step. Okay, so the Hangman makes that step. Then what? Because remember, 8's about a new beginning. Eight of Swords. 9 of Wands. That's a perfect energy we want to see with the 8 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, because 9 of Wands is it's definitely reflection, right? It's reflection over the last chapter, let's just say, last pinnacle of my life, maybe the last 9 years, or maybe just the last situation. But it is about my own responsibility within it also. This is a period of time when it does feel like there's a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders, but this is where you're analyzing like what belongs to me and what doesn't belong to me. I often feel the person in the Nine of Wands is really becoming a spirit warrior. You're not becoming, you already are. Maybe it's the realization. I'm so much stronger than what I thought. I'm so much stronger than what I call my mistakes. The people who hurt me. I'm stronger than that. So the Eight of Swords, it's almost like I'm going to either move on from this emotional turmoil, or let's just say living in my not allowing these emotions that did not work out to go to my head, then to my heart. Because if that happens, that's when the Eight of Swords is created, self-created prison. That's when the Two of Swords is created. I don't feel like the Hangman wants that. It's just what I've been through. But then look what follows. The Empress. Now, the Empress is coming right next to the Emperor. So I find that interesting because I don't know if it was the last reading I did, but somebody had the Empress and the Emperor like connected like this also. I feel like this is about two people, two soulmates. This is just one part of the story, but I feel like there's two soulmates who each had, let's just say, their own hell, probably from different people, that they had to get through, how to learn and how to grow. Because if I don't learn and grow, then I'm doomed to repeat, and I don't feel like you want to repeat. The Empress and the Emperor, they allow each other to be themselves. They can be different. However, in the same breath, they complete each other. The Empress is the creative one. She's loving. She's nurturing. She's had a lot of life. Doesn't matter her age. And she's overcome a lot. The Empress has learned not to harden her heart. But that doesn't mean that she's just going to fall in love with anyone. I feel like by the time we get to the Empress's energy, it means that we've raised our own vibration. And that wants to be with us at that point needs to raise their vibration, or they will fall away. And it's also interesting that I felt like this Queen of Cups was like, who do I give my cup to? Who do I give my love to? Well, she's right over the Emperor. Again, it is a card of Aries, but I kind of want you in the same, for some of you it may be in Aries, but I really feel like this is talking about this Queen is saying, I need to be able to look up to, like, it's important that I can look up to this person. Again, the Empress and the Emperor, I feel like do complete each other. Again, different though, right? The Emperor is the one who puts a plan in place. Doesn't mean the Empress doesn't do that, but the Empress has learned to like roll with the epiphanies. She gets inspired epiphanies all the time. The Eight of Swords must be broken because I can't be in the Empress's energy but be in a self-created prison at the same time. This could be the Emperor and the Empress both reflecting individually, perhaps. Okay, still not done. I want to look at the star down here, coming over the Ace of Pentacles, but then I feel like I want to go back to the Two of Cups again. Alright, we have the Four of Swords. Healing the body, the mind, the soul. It's important that we allow ourselves to have this time to heal. you know, and not carry energy from one, let's say, chapter to the next. Just the wisdom. Not the sorrow, not the regret, not the hate, right? I've got to let all that go if I'm going to live in a beautiful world. There's no room for the energy of those who just don't make themselves fit. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's not willing to raise their vibration, well, there's my answer. Anyways, 4 of Swords. Alright, let's go back to the 2 of Cups. Alright, we have the 7 of Swords. Interesting. That's probably why that 2 of Swords is there. 7 of Swords is like the thief in the night. Can be untrustworthy energy. We have the Hierophant. Beautiful. We have Justice. Oh, page was already there. And then we have the King of Cups. Was that page? Yeah, because these 2 pages are looking right at each other. It's like this is their earthly energy, you know, trying to come to this certain vibration, right? This vibration of I don't know, of certainty and more like freedom within my moves, more knowing, like, you know, if I know how I feel for someone, then I'm not gonna put all these obstacles in my way. I do feel like someone has been let down in the past, no doubt. Maybe some of you gone through a divorce, and if that's the case, you know, I say, if you can, try to let it go. I know it's easier said than done, trust me, I know that. But there's the Hierophant, you know, and the Hierophant, you know, I feel like, first of all, I may have been with someone where our belief system was so different. Our values were so different. You know what I mean? Like, where maybe I thought I would be with someone for the rest of my life, but then, and I know this energy, then they turn out and they do things that just put a black mark on the relationship. So I feel like this is talking about your past. And then I feel like, and then we're also talking about your future. So I feel like your past has dealt with some untrustworthy energy. Listen, that could even be you. And I hate to say that, but it could be. You know, it could be you, or it could be the other person, or it could be 2 people. And by the way, we have more than one soulmate. So sometimes, like, we end a relationship and we think, well, that's it. My life is over. I know that was a soulmate. Well, listen, there'll be another soulmate coming along if that's what's meant to be. Anyway, and I'm saying that because we have the King of Cups. We have the Queen's counterpart. Just like we have the Empress and the Emperor. Now we have the Queen and the King connected. Both, you know, when I see the King and the Queen, especially with Temperance right there, both of them would come to the table if they allowed healing of their past to take place. And that just means I'm not going to drag the energy of yesterday into today and tomorrow. So they would come to the table really with an open heart. This is about wanting to be, if this is a relationship, wanting to be in a relationship, wanting to give to each other. Wanting to fulfill the other. You know, here he is holding that cup. Here she is holding that cup. And then there's the 2 of Cups. I feel like the Queen and King. First of all, I feel like we started at pages. And this could just be our energetic growth as pages to the Queen and the King. And then the Emperor and the Empress. Kind of like it's been a learning curve. Okay. I want to bring this 2 out. Let's pull up some of these cards. Because I want to know if this is energy. I mean, I kind of already know, but I think I want you to know more. Let's pick all these up. So many. I almost hate picking up the Queen and the King, but I'm going to. I want to say before I turn the page, so to speak, Bob Seger, again, this 9 of Swords, where it says suffering and silence, I feel like really it's talking about there may be some uncertainty in my life, and it's like trying to go by the seat of my pants, where I feel like it's really calling for you to write things down, make a plan. Like, if I want to see my life a certain way, well, what actions do I need to take? Write them, right? Do a pro and a con list. If it's about someone, do a pro and a con list. Though I don't think you would have to do that with a person. But anyways, and I want you to know that because the Ace of Pentacles again shows, right? So it feels like the way. Even if I don't believe it, maybe I need to start believing it. Because the light, again, is going to take that seed and it's going to bring it to blossom. Okay, let's pick these up. So I'm really coming in now, and what I want to know is about that soulmate. And let's use the Luminous Tarot. I'm just going to kind of surround it. Does it have to be love? No. It doesn't have to be love. It can be great friendship. But that's what I want to know. I want to know more. I want to know more about these two and their potential. What they're thinking. That type of thing. Oh. Hello, Emperor. Alright, let's shuffle. So I'm really focused on these two. And by the way, I want you to just look at them. They're looking at each other eye to eye. To me, that means they're on the same vibration. You know, when you look a soulmate in the eyes, you see their soul. Whether you recognize it or not. Alright, we have the Nine of Cups. Here's the King of Cups back again. Remember, we had the Nine of Swords earlier with the Two of Swords. Here we have the Nine of Cups. You know, the Nine of Cups is about self-fulfillment. Though I do want to say, you know, can you be careful of not overindulging. We have the Page of Pentacles. Feels like that's your younger self. Your inner child, let's say. I say younger self, but let's just say your inner child. We have the King of Wands. Interesting, we have two kings kind of looking at each other. Look at this. We have the Knight of Cups. I have to tell you, right off the bat, I know what this energy is. So the Nine of Cups, it's coming to fulfillment of self. It's coming to the point where, you know how we had that Nine of Swords, extreme worry or unnecessary worry, but worry nonetheless. But then the universe provides the Ace of Pentacles for you. So I feel like it's like I'm getting myself together. And then as I get myself together, then I feel like then I'm sending out this knight. Either the Empress or the Emperor, or maybe it's divine. This is unexpected. Even if I know the person. This is offering a cup of fulfillment to someone. Well, not anyone. A soulmate. Not just anyone. We have the Queen of Swords, Queen of Swords. We have Judgment. It's your spiritual team. We have the Four Cups, interesting. And then we have the Three of Wands. Okay. So we had the Four Cups in the last spread. Four Cups again, same thing. Look, this person's being handed that cup. We know it because here's the Knight. The Knight is bringing in the cup. And remember, Knight will fulfill their mission, whether you choose to accept it or not, or if you're the one who's giving the cup, whether someone chooses to accept it or not, is really up to them. But in this energy, someone may be a little resistant. It's like, okay, I see the cup, but do I want that cup? Well, out with it came the Three of Wands. So it's a different way of looking at the situation. Judgment is your spiritual team, and your spiritual team is calling you to the present moment. So, one of my questions about the soulmate energy, is this a past? Is this like my past? Well, I don't feel like it's your past. You know what I mean? Because I feel like some of you have gone through perhaps a divorce, something like that. And I feel like, their emotions definitely were tied with that. But I feel like you're moving beyond that. Or maybe that's what it's saying. Like, it's time to move beyond that because, your love life isn't over. Unless you want it to be. But even if you want it to be, still, the Knight of Cups is unexpected. We can't really plan it. It's moving from the Nine of Cups energy. The Nine is normally singular. But this is someone who's found that fulfillment, or let's just say that emotional clarity. Remember, we had the Eight of Cups under the Star. Well, now we have that Nine of Cups. So it's showing the progression. But that doesn't mean the person who is receiving that cup is just going to be like, oh, yay, hey. I feel like yes. But first, I feel like there's a little hesitation. Why? Well, I kind of know why. That could be why. So the Five of Wands. A lot of ego energy in the Five of Wands. It's battling, It's where nobody backs down. Someone has to back down in this energy, though, if this is about something that's coming together. I feel like this is more about, maybe it's the way, just talking about two people who have been on and off again. Maybe it's just the way it had been. But that doesn't mean it's got to stay that way. I feel like it does stay that way if I don't reflect upon it, though. There you go. The Hermit. The Reflector. So I simply got to look at this. And that's what the Hermit's doing. He's illuminating that Four of Cups and the Five of Wands. His beacon of light is looking right at it. And then you have your spiritual team on the other side of it. I feel like in the Four of Cups, use your spiritual discernment as this cup comes towards you, or if you're giving that cup, use your spiritual discernment, but in the same time, being proactive in one's own life. Maybe I'm just not satisfied with the way my life is, but I want to make it better. Then do it. And that sounded abrupt, but I mean do it because I feel like you have the wisdom to do it. All right, one more shuffle right across the whole spread. Anything else that wants to come out, please come out now. The Chariot. Could talk about the coming together with someone this year. Hello, Ten of Pentacles. And then the Knight of Wands. How interesting. First of all, the Ten of Pentacles coming right over soulmates. That's kind of beautiful. That talks about, if it's love, it talks about love that can truly take root, that can last a lifetime. If it's talking about your finances, some of you may work from home, but I also feel like if you're collaborating with someone, this is truly abundance. And then we see the Knight of Cups, right? It's like I'm bringing this cup in, and then the Knight of Wands is coming this way. It's like the two pages were facing each other. The Queen and King both had that cup. The Emperor and the Empress, you get a lot of synchronicities. So this night is about passion and desire. And, this is not a night, this is a fast-moving night. And listen, maybe things move too fast and I just needed to, slow it down. Let me catch my breath type of energy. But I feel like you do. So, whoever these two are, they have the opportunity to live in the house of abundance, in the house that, and, I just want to say also, again, I get this feeling of there could be two people who maybe not just fall in love, but also collaborate and do something together, and it becomes very abundant. Can be out of the house. The Chariot puts no limit on how far this energy can go, right? It's really unlimited. Page of Pentacles moving into the Ten of Pentacles. That's kind of nice also. Some of you, I feel like you could have been like stuck within your finances also. And I feel like that's starting to move. Though, why? Because I feel like there's energy, because of energy you cleared up, it starts the ball rolling again. Like Pentacles start coming into your life again. And, I'm looking at that Nine of Cups, and I said earlier, like, just be careful that you don't overindulge. That could be a little bit of what this is talking about. Like, I was overindulging for a while, but now I'm back to me, back to getting, stuff done. And because of that, and listen, some of you could have gone to school for something, and now you're bringing it to the table. I feel like if nothing else, this is talking about the opportunity to really learn from your life and grow from your life. And not just that, taking all that and creating abundance for your life. Ten of Pentacles is everybody in it. Not just you, it's everyone, right? Whoever you consider your family. Remember, family doesn't have to be blood. Especially coming over soulmates. Interesting, we have the Nine of Cups and the Hermit, which are both nines. So it could be, looking at these soulmates could be the way two different people approach something. Bottom line is, Judgment is down here right underneath the soulmate. Judgment is your spiritual team. They are calling you to the present moment. You know, I do feel like this Ace of Pentacles is going to turn into the Ten of Pentacles if you nurture that pentacle. If you plant it in your garden, you know, the Empress would know that. She would water it. She would take care of that pentacle. She wouldn't like micromanage it though, right? She'd give it the room to grow. And then so it does. And so it is. And so it is. Okay, let me read Mercy. Mercy. Miracle right after it. This card asks you to notice the way in which you relate to people, including yourself. If you are kind and thoughtful towards others, you will have higher self-esteem. While you can't control how another person treats you, mercy and compassion are usually returned in kind. This card is a message to avoid gossip or criticism of yourself or others, and to consciously speak in loving and empowering ways. The higher energy generated by positive words will insulate you from negativity. This is the true meaning of judge not, lest ye be judged. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Bottom line, don't allow your past to stop you from your present and future day blessings, because they want to reach you, and if you allow them, they will reach you. Now, your free will to determine what you're going to do with that. But the synchronicities are quite amazing in here. You know, and it makes sense with soulmates being here that you would have the Queen and King of the same suit, that you would have the Emperor and the Empress. You know, they're just counterparts. It doesn't mean they always see eye to eye, remember, because they're coming from really two different energies. But when you put them together, it's like the complete piece. Doesn't mean I can't, like, if I don't have someone, then I can't live my life. I can make new plans. But I feel like this is already, the ball's already rolling here. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it there and leave it to your imagination, your intuition, and let me know. I would love to hear comments on this, the synchronicities, the signs. I feel like they're going to be plentiful. You know, I got to get out of the Nine of Swords energy, because that's the only way, or that Two of Swords, where I could miss the signs. But listen, if you miss a sign, I feel like your guides will send that sign again. And if you miss it again, they're going to send it bigger. You know what I mean? Because if this is something that your soul wanted to accomplish in this lifetime, then your guides are going to try everything they can to help you begin that path. Now, you have free will, so it doesn't mean you have to. But I feel like, in a way, your soul wants to. Maybe you don't remember that. You know what I mean? Like, we're born with amnesia. Alright, I'm going to let that be. I love you guys. I thank you so much. Thank you for supporting my channel. You know, I said in Sagittarius, it's so hard to stay on YouTube. Like, you know, like, it's just ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure some are like getting rich, but that is not me. So your donations help greatly. And, you know, not many people donate, to be honest. So it's not that I'm calling for donations. I just want people to be aware that a lot goes into a tarot reading. I mean, I put everything into it. And, you know, I might get 1 or 2 donations like every 10 readings. So keep that in mind. Because otherwise it's hard to stay on a platform like this. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to go back into just private practice. Anyways, I feel like I'm begging, and I'm not. I don't want you to take it the wrong way, but I just want you to be aware that, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's a lot of us who do like long form readings, and I don't know if there's a lot of us, but there's a few of us at least. These long form readings, you're really pouring everything out. Like I'm using every part of myself. And I don't do those extended readings, asking for like, oh, if you want to see the end of the reading, pay this much money and you get to see the end. Like, what? I shouldn't, to each their own. But like, if I'm going to invest in your reading, well, I want to know the ending at the same time without having to pay. If it began that way. But again, to each their own. I'm not saying that they're wrong. It's just I don't do that. So donations is the only way. Anyways, but sharing the videos also. A lot of times you don't even know who you're helping, but I do, because they tell me. Sometimes I reach out and tell you, and sometimes I don't, because sometimes I think I want to leave it up to that person. I've had many people get personal readings because you've had a personal reading, and it's helped them tremendously. So, sharing that is another way of just helping me, but also helping someone. Maybe you're listening to this reading and you're like, man, that sounds just like so-and-so. Share it with them. Thank you for sharing on your social media pages. I so appreciate it. Just thank you for all the ways that you support me, you support the channel. I know God will provide, and I know a lot of people are going through difficult times. So anyway, that aside, I love you guys so much. I thank you, and I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.